So I've just been playing on the boat downstairs. I'm really awkward talking to the camera with no one else here. My friend is holding the camera. Yeah, there's that hand. Yeah, it's very nice actually. Some beautiful scenery. That's my camera lady showing you. There we go. And yeah, it's just a really good time. And I'm eating my fish and chips, but I'm scraping off all the batter because I like the fish more. Chips are good too.
Next day.
I'm about to prepare, for the first time ever, a brand new loaf of bread. Now, the reason it's brand new is because I need to experiment. This is for the Lord Mayor. Tomorrow is going to be a size of bread and ale. I keep saying a size of beer and ale, but that's the same thing. But a size of bread and ale, which is a medieval type thing, which is going to be happening courtesy of the Lord Mayor's appeal, and the Sheriff of York will be hosting this. Now, Y1 Radio are going to be there. I'm going to be there broadcast alongside of Jane. And it's a competition of bread. And then the sheriff goes around the beer houses sampling the ales, which basically is just like beer and pub crawl. Bread. It's the way I think, the way I'm wired. Bread and pub crawl. There we go. So what I thought I would do is an ale bread, but no real ale in this bread. It's going to be ginger beer. So, and I've checked out the recipe and it should be quite nice actually. So it's no sugar ginger beer. And what I'm going to do is to make it even more frothy and fizzy, I've got my 350ml of ginger beer here. So I'm going to warm that up so it goes really fizzy, along with 2 or 3 cups of my bread. So it's been a long day today. 2 to 3 cups of strong white flour and fast action yeast. And then just to give it elasticity, I've got olive oil as well. So this should be interesting. It should be fun. It should be effervescent, and it'll be an interesting flavoured loaf. I don't think it's going to be too overpowering with the ginger, but it's going to have a little bit of a spice, a little bit of a kick to it. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to make one for the Lord Mayor, and then I'll make one for us as well to sample as we go into the bar tonight. So wish us luck. Going to start by putting this into the microwave by warming this up and making it really fizzy. I don't know if you know, but if you heat fizzy drinks up, they become even more fizzier. So I'm just going to heat this up for about 1 minute. So it's lukewarm, so it's not hot, just lukewarm. In the meantime, I've got my mug, and I'm going to put into this mug just around about 2 or 3 cups of flour. So I'm just going to add the flour into the cup there. So that's going to be 1, and I'll pour that into the same bowl. I just don't want to get any flour on the side yet. And so I'll put that into there. And then a final glug of flour into there. There we go. So away with the mug. And then I'm going to add the yeast into the flour. So in goes the yeast. This is a quick acting yeast, fast action. And then I'm going to add the warm ginger beer to this mixture. So that's really fizzy. It's quite warm as well. So just going to plonk all of that into there. Just look at that. Already foaming up. Fantastic stuff. And then, excuse me, wow. And then to give it a little bit of oil, we're going to put some olive oil into that mixture as well. Just going to glug, 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 glug. There we go, and mix it all together. So you can see that's now mixed up together. It's quite elastic, it's quite rubbery. So I'm going to now pop that onto the side. A little bit of olive oil on the side, not too much because Kirsty will shout at me. So I'm just going to put that into the side and we'll mix all this together. Now, as the ginger beer was sugar-free, I've added a little bit of sugar and also some salt as well. There's just a little bit of savoury text to it. So let's see how it goes. There we go. So there's a little bit of oil there on the surface. And I'm just going to massage that in now. Maybe a little bit more oil, but not too much. So I want to get this nice and pound it in. Make sure that that is going to rise. It probably will rise quite a lot with that fizzy ginger beer and that yeast and the sugar and the salt all acting together. So allow me to pound this baby to an inch of its life and place it back in the bowl, ready for that to rise over a period of half an hour. I'm then going to pound it again, make sure there's more air going into it, then let it rise for another half an hour. But you'll see those stages as they arrive. So there we go, there is the dough. I'm going to let that rise now. It's probably going to double or triple in size due to the fizziness and the yeast. I'm going to put that on the window ledge where it's the hottest, and we'll check in inside the next half an hour. So the bread has been rising, or the dough has been actually rising, not the bread, but the dough. And look at this, just been by the fireplace. Well, the fake fireplace anyway, but look at this. Look at the tea towel, ready? That's ridiculous. So I'm now going to knead this dough again, put it back in again, let it rise. I've let it rise for a considerable amount of time, but I'll just continue to do that, to be honest, as we go into this evening, and then I'll bake it for around about 20 odd minutes or so. So I'm going to grab the dough, which is all the air that's risen from there, and then back onto here, and I'll give this another little knead. There's plenty of oil there, just to bang some more air into it, and then pop it back into the bowl and let it rise again. So this will be double risen bread, and the smell, oh, it's so good. Even when it's in this state, you know, just in the dough, it just smells so good. So I'm going to put all of this air back in, and then we'll let it rise, as I say, for another, I reckon, another half an hour before I stick it into the oven. So I'm going to take the lovely dough mixture, which we've got here, which has risen again. So this is twice risen. So you can tell all that lovely dough there. It's got all that air in it. So I'm now going to pop down here. I'm going to split this into two and put them onto the tray here, and then put these in the oven, which is currently warming up at the moment. And there we go. There's my two lovely doughs. I've got one for the Lord Mayor and the Sheriff, and this one is for the Marsdens. They're only tasting it, and we want to eat it. The moment.
The glass is just steamed up.
Wow.
But I can't see, I'm short.
Wow.
Wow.
The next day.
It is the next day, and I say we, me, stood at the bus stop at the moment because I'm going in early because the show starts at about 10 o'clock with Chris and Jane on Y1 Radio. So I've got my bread, it's in my satchel, and I'm ready to rock and roll, just waiting for the bus now. It should be here in about 2 minutes' time. Have to say, spiffing day as well. Very, very nice. It's quite hot, about 24 today, but there's a saving grace of a wind that's blowing, but not too much for me. Ugh. It's quite hot, to be honest.
Now to announce the winner of the bread competition as part of the Asize event today. God save the King!
The King. Thank you, Town Crier. I would first of all like to thank everybody that's taken part in baking these beautiful breads. And for all those that are now tasting these breads, please come up still and take a piece because there's some absolutely wonderful flavours here. But there seems to be an outright winner, and we have to say it's been made by Megs, Adam, Alfie and Phil from Haxby Bakehouse.
Yay!
I will be popping in to see them with just a certificate and a little gift. I would really, really like to thank everybody that's partaken and also donated for tasting some of that wonderful bread. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't win the bread competition, but you know, a bakehouse did. So I think it was, and the competition was quite stiff, to be honest. But you know what? Everyone enjoyed the bread. That's what matters. And of course, we're raising funds for the Law Mayor's appeal.
Get some money in bucket. Get some money in bucket. Get some money in bucket, Chris.
Oh, you said bucket. Sorry.
Right, here we go. Me and Jane are going to get a sponge.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard. Cause you're in my space and now I'm so pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it.
What do you reckon to that?
I tell
Refreshing.
you what, to be honest with you, I enjoyed it. But you were throwing sponges, weren't you, Chris?
I was.
Yes, that's your turn, Chris.
And
I can't. I've got my best bib and tucker on.
And so was the Lord Mayor, and so was the Sheriff.
Yeah, we've been in.
Please pray silence for the Sheriff of York.
My Lord Mayor, Masters, officials of the Guild, civic dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. In accordance with the licence and the charter of the late Majesty King Henry III, as the King's Sheriff of York, I have deemed it right and proper and fitting for an assize of bread and ale to be held on this day, 19th of August 2023. I hereby appoint those who now stand before me of the office of Sergeant for the purpose of my assize. You shall follow the leader of your route and be my official taster of the ale on the said route. I charge you to be discerning in your assessment of the ale, be enthusiastic in the collection of funds for our chosen charities, be mindful of your position as sergeants, be punctual in your attendance at your resting place, and above all, keep the peace. Master, would you now instruct my sergeants to proceed on visiting our alehouses? Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
3 cheers! Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything.
One day later.
Just been to see this. And how scary is it, Ben?
It is actually.
It's quite scary, isn't it? But it's really good, and lots of Easter eggs in it. If you've been to the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland, it was just great. Lots and lots of Easter eggs. I keep pointing them out to Ben. But it was great, really good, lots of fun, and if you want to go and see it, as I say, it's 12A, isn't it?
Very long.
So it's quite long, moderately long, but very scary in some parts. So if you're going to go and see it, you might need these. I've rampacked weekends, but this is a round back weekend. Old Betsy behind me. Sun is shining. And we're gonna go all veggie. So we've got a future burger. What else we got here?
Plant chef bean things.
And then we've got caramelized onion meat-free bangers, sausages. And then we've got grilling cheese vegetable kebabs and chunky mushroom kebabs as well. So completely vegetarian on the barbie today. Let's look at some more flames.